Man, I'm so glad that you're part of our Lent series of devotionals, Revival Tabernacle, New City Church. We're just grateful that you're here on this Monday morning. John organizes his gospel, his biography of Jesus, around 7 miraculous signs from Jesus' life, from turning water into wine, to walking on water, to raising the dead. And not just those 7 signs, but 7 statements that Jesus makes. And each statement begins with I am. That's the Old Testament name for God. And Jesus is intentionally building on this identity as he makes the claims of who he is. So in John chapter 10, Jesus says, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. He who is a hireling and not a shepherd, who's not the owner of the sheep, beholds the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees, and the wolf snatches them and scatters them. He flees because he's a hireling and is not concerned about the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know my own, and my own know me, even as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. More than once in the Bible, Jesus draws this parallel between us and sheep. It's not exactly a compliment. Sheep are not beautiful creatures. They have no natural defenses. They're not strong. They don't run fast. They're not smart enough to hide. They're literally known to plunge off of cliffs, running away in fear. They just aren't that impressive. That's why there's no school mascot, the Notre Dame Fighting Sheep or the U of I Utes. When I've seen sheep, they all look the same. But the fascinating thing about a shepherd is that the shepherd knows his sheep by name. There are over 7 billion people on planet Earth. That's a huge number. But to God, we are not a number. He calls us all by name. And he knows everyone who is lost and wandering. The heart of God is for his sheep. The good shepherd loves his sheep, every one of them. Jesus said, I am not hired help. Hired help would never put their life on the line for the sheep. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd, and these are my sheep. I know them. Jesus knows you by name. He knows your defects and your wounds. He knows your weaknesses and your faults. He says, I know my sheep, and I lay my life down for them. In Luke 15:4, Jesus says it like this. He says, who among you, if he had 100 sheep and had lost one of them, would not leave the 99 in the open pasture and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? Even with a 99% success rate, the good shepherd isn't satisfied. He leaves to find that one that is lost. It's not a job or a task for him. It's who he is. I am the good shepherd. New City Church can never become a clubhouse for the chosen. Revival Tabernacle can never become an insider society, not when we have the heart of the Good Shepherd. We are determined to resist the gravitational pull to think only of ourselves or be a church only for ourselves. The Good Shepherd, Jesus said, searches for that lost sheep until he finds it. Aren't you glad that when we were lost, Jesus searched for us until we were found? Until we were found. Aren't you glad that it wasn't until he was tired or until he was inconvenienced or until it cost him something? He laid down his life. He didn't stop until we were brought back home. So how long is your until today? Do you have the heart of the Good Shepherd? He loves those who are his own.